Stop overthinking, guys, and start lowballing. What is up, guys? Zach Ginn here, and in today's video, I really want to have a heart-to-heart talk with you guys. Have an emergency meeting today for the wholesaling real estate industry, where I'm seeing a huge issue. Is the best way I can describe it. Of all the virtual wholesalers, all the wholesalers I've been talking to, so many beginners out here in wholesaling real estate. This is a huge issue I've been seeing. And the truth is, most wholesalers out here, they are overthinking, overcomplicating this business. And if I have to give one advice to them, they just have to start lowballing. I truly believe that most people watching this, you are overthinking the entire process of putting a property under contract, finding a cash buyer, and getting something under contract. Most wholesalers starting out are doing this, and this is a huge issue I see. And this is definitely something I feel like most wholesalers need to overcome. And that's what I want to talk about today. I want to have some one-on-ones with people later today too, and kind of break down some live scenarios if you really want to. But I want to break down some numbers and break down everything that you need to know, because most of you guys out here are just overcomplicating everything. It's the craziest thing I've seen. Before we get into it, do me a big favor and smash the like button and subscribe. And let's break this all down. So when I look at every single 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, heck, my $100,000 real estate wholesaling deals, they all have come from lowballing sellers. And they've never been from a position of doing crazy analytics on the value of a property. For a real estate wholesaling deal, let me give you an example. My largest real estate wholesaling deal ever, like $115,000. When I look at the math on that, the most I've ever spent comping a property like that was about 15 minutes. And why did Zach Ginn spend 15 minutes comping a property like that? That is way too long. I get it. That was because I was actually buying that property. When I buy a property, yes, you should comp hard. Most wholesalers overanalyze, overthink talking to a seller and getting a property under contract and comping it, because they're pretending in their mind that they're buying the house. The truth is, you're flipping it for a profit, and the risk for wholesaling is practically zero. You're putting a property under contract and selling the contract. If you can't sell it, you get out of the deal, and the risk is virtually zero. You need to come with that perspective. If I'm wholesaling a house, the most I let my acquisitions people, the most I let myself is 5 to 10 minutes. And that's me going on the appointment, because you're overthinking it. The truth is, if you're going to a deal, you have to think of a no-brainer scenario in your brain and just try to put it under contract at that price. If, for example, if I'm talking to a seller and they have a house for $100,000, right? And let's say I think in my brain, okay, ARV 140, it needs 40K in repairs, 100,000. If I buy this thing 60 cents on the dollar, 60K, right? That's a stupid no-brainer, right? And that's when I'm probably going to lowball a seller, right? And most likely I could probably sell to a cash buyer for, 83% of that. So like 80, 83, right? Because like the 5 minutes or 10 minutes that you spend comping a property should be on that formula, which my formula is free at freewholesaling.com, FYI. But it all comes down to ARV minus repairs multiplied by roughly 83% for most wholesalers. If your ARV in your market's under 70%, it should be, if your ARV is under 120,000, it should be 70%. For most markets, 120, 131, all the way to about 300,000, it should be 83%. When your ARV is 4, 5, 600,000, it should be 85%. And then over that, you should probably add a percent every 50K. If you follow that formula, it should take you 5 minutes at most to comp a property. So if I have a house, it's $250,000, right? Let me get my handy dandy calculator. If the house is $250,000, this has never failed me once. $250,000, and it needs 40K in repairs, right? I multiply that by 83%. The most I can offer is $174,000. Okay, that's what a cash buyer is most willing to buy the property for, and that is. You really should stop overcomplicating. Maybe it's 175, maybe it's 170, right? But the truth is, if you just lowball somebody, you're going to get an insanely low price, and you can sell that. You, me, and everyone watching this, we technically never know. This is the honest truth in wholesaling real estate. Nobody truly knows what a cash buyer is 100% willing to pay for a house, right? Like it's real estate, right? Like it's not a perfect market. And what I mean by perfect market is it's not like it's like a stock where it's trading for $161.33. Like it's not like that. Real estate's so different and so weird that like every house is different. So you don't have an exact number. And Zillow says this. Zillow's always weird. What I mean by this is Zillow is just an estimate. It doesn't know the repairs. It doesn't know any of that stuff. So when you're looking at the entire wholesaling real estate process, you should spend 5 minutes at most comping a property. You should honestly be focusing on the person and the lowballing. When you put more that, what I'm saying is not comp, right? But if you spend all that overthinking in your head on the seller and the thinking on how to lowball the seller the right way, you're going to probably double your profits in wholesaling real estate. Because if I offered a seller off the bat 70K in that example, or 80K, and I made 5, 10K, that's what the average wholesaler thinks in their brain. But heck, if I just offer them, hey, would you take 50K for the house? Like, what's the worst? They say no, and then you negotiate from there. You got to look at the best case and worst case scenarios. Now, that's not a good way to lowball. I have 3 main ways to lowballing, which I'll break down today. But truthfully, like, you really look at everything. Lowballing is going to double to triple your income this year in wholesaling real estate and virtual wholesaling real estate. There's no doubt about it in my mind. You must be lowballing your sellers. And if you're not lowballing your sellers, you're doing an insane disservice for you. You're honestly doing a disservice for me, because if you're watching this, you need to be lowballing more, because I want you to make more money in your business, and you're not paying a guru. You're not doing this stuff. So it's going to help you become more successful. I can argue to everyone that you should not be spending more time comping. I always say this story because this is a story that's always reigned true to me. And this is one of the biggest stories I've ever had. This was a deal where I was training one of my acquisitions people. And I went on the appointment, and I've had like 3 or 4 of these examples, but this is like the closest one I've had. Happened like a year and a half ago, where I'm going with my acquisitions person. We do a 50-50 approach where like I'm kind of tag teaming with them, kind of seeing their skills for wholesaling, right? Because I'm in this business. I wholesale real estate for real, and I run a 7-figure operation doing it. We go there, and they have 2 wholesalers come by the property because one wholesaler came really early, and they kind of did back-to-back appointments. It was this big franchise for wholesaling. I'm not going to mention names. Don't want a whole lawsuit today. I'm not feeling a lawsuit today. I don't know why, but I go there, and it's this other wholesaler, the big name brand wholesaling type like brand, right? He's got the shirt and everything with the nice Neanderthal. What I'll say. I think people can kind of get the gist of what I'm saying. He literally pulls up with a clipboard, a protractor, ruler, a toolbox. He's knocking on the wall, doing termite inspections, and that's his appointment, like inspecting the house. He's acting like an inspector. What me and my acquisitions person is, we talked to Sally. We talked about her situation. We talked about her move to Georgia. We talk about how my family, I have family from Georgia and actually lives in Georgia. And we talk about cultural differences between here and Georgia. We're talking about pecans. Like we're just talking, right? Like I'm having just a general conversation, right? And I'm just making kind of chit chat, talking about the weather difference, like stupid little stuff. And I'm building a little tiny connection and a rapport with the seller. And at the end of the day, we lowball that seller and we get the deal. And we have a way lower offer than what the other person does, but we're more impressionable. We're more trusted. They know I'm a family person, and we get the deal. And the overall point in that story, which is a completely true story, made like 70K on that deal. You have to focus on the seller, and you have to focus on the lowball. And if you can do that, you're going to be wildly successful in this business. The people that analyze this stuff never do well. That is why, like, there's always a reason why I crushed it when I was 17 years old starting out. It was actually an advantage of me not to know much about houses, termite inspection, repairs, painting costs, flooring. It was a huge, huge, huge advantage for me that I didn't know any of that stupid stuff, because I got to focus more about the seller. I knew how to talk to sellers. I knew how to talk to people in conversations because I worked as a bag boy, right? I know how to talk. I can make friends, right? That I knew way more than real estate, right? Hey, how's your day going? Talking about this small, stupid stuff as a bag boy, right? As a cashier. I knew that a lot better, right? And I used that to my advantage versus where most wholesalers are just honestly working on the deal and all this stupid stuff that didn't matter. When you just lowball it. That's going to give you the best success possible. I truly believe if you lowball the ways that I teach you guys, there's three main ways to lowball. And each one of these ways you can actually go out here and lowball is probably one of the best ways to lowball. And what I mean by that is when you lowball these best ways, you're never going to get the door slammed if like you lowball really bad. And what I mean by this, the worst case scenario if you do, so let me tell you the three ones. Number one is just asking them a lowball price, which is not good. Number two is volleying. Number three is good cop, bad cop. The one way is not going to be good. The two are good. So if you use the two good ones, technically the other one's good, but I'm not the biggest fan of it. But if you use those two, the worst case scenario when talking to a seller, legit, the worst case scenario is the seller says, no, I can do this. And then you meet in the middle or something and you get a really good deal. That is worst case scenario. Let's kind of rewind this. Like, I think this is where a lot of people get confused. Worst case scenario, seller says no, and we still get a deal. Best case scenario, we get a $50,000 deal and changes our lives. Pretty good. People are losing their minds right now over the lottery, and it's always like $1 billion, something stupid. I've had one lottery ticket my entire life because I was on my 18th birthday and my aunt bought it for me. Okay, that is the only lottery ticket I've ever had in my life. Okay, I won the lottery. I was born in the USA, baby. That's the only lottery I really need. Okay, but and my family, stuff like that, right? But like, the truth is, people lose their minds over that. Like, what's the worst case scenario? I don't win. Best case scenario, I'm a billionaire, right? But the chance of a best case scenario is very low. The chance of a best case scenario for wholesaling on lowballing is so high. So you should not be stressing over lowballing. I know it's a slightly inconvenient to lowball, but it's also slightly inconvenient to have such a big check that the bank wants to talk to you about the check, which happens to me quite frequently. So I'd make friends with the bank. So I'm just like, there's two sides of inconvenient stuff, right? And that's the inconvenient you have to talk about. The inconvenience of not having money versus the inconvenience of lowballing. They're not in the same realm, right? Like the inconvenience of breaking your arm, the pain of someone stubbing your toe, completely different inconveniences. People really equate them as the same sometimes, which make no sense. Guys, you have to start lowballing. Stop overthinking. The problem why most wholesalers are overthinking. Let me tell you the truth. I say this to a lot of people, and this might, I keep repeating myself, but hopefully it catches on to somebody. But the reason why most wholesalers overthink is because they're too smart. If you're overthinking, most likely if you're overthinking, you're just too smart. And what I mean by this, you're a smart guy or gal. You like knowing everything right, and like you like analyzing it the right way. You have to destroy that preconceived notion of overthinking. If you, let me say an example. Bodybuilder people might know what I'm talking about. Maybe everyone else might not know, but like, what's going to get you more jacked, right? Going out here and, lifting weights and then just doing regular exercises, or for like 2 hours a day for like 5 years straight, or working out 20 minutes a day, but you spend the extra 2 hours researching the best techniques and the best exercises. If your form's decent, the extra work is going to do way better. And what I mean is you only have a finite time to wholesale for most people. You need to be spending more time with the seller and then on the lowballing than the actual analytical of the property. 5 minutes is honestly the most you should spend comping a property. You guys see me do my Zillow 4 sub-owners. I get killer deals. Got a $45,000 price reduction this week. I spent 5 minutes comping while I was talking to the guy. And I knew the cash flow on their deal. So I knew the comp rate. Like I looked at the cap rate. I did all that analysis. I knew in 5 minutes, if this thing was renting for $3K a month, oh my Lord, $3K unit. I was $3K a month. I was doing the math here. I'm like, whoa, right? That's the truth, right? Because that's $36,000 a year. Use 1% rule, $360K. And then I locked it up and I got 45K off of that. It was an insane price. I didn't need to like do the analysis. The more money I make, the more I realize I focus more on the lowballing and the seller, the more money I'm making. So hopefully this gets like in your brain today that like, you got to stop overthinking. You got to start lowballing. And it seems so crazy and stupid, but most wholesalers, this drives me crazy, drives me insane. Most wholesalers do not lowball. I don't understand why they don't. I look at every single wholesaler out here doing $50, $60, $70, $80,000 deals. I interview them. Every single one of these people lowball. And then you come to me saying I can only make $5, $10K a deal and I don't know what's wrong because you're not lowballing. What is the worst case scenario from lowballing? The seller says no, and you get a $25,000 deal, or you don't get a deal at all, right? Right? You're not going to lose the deal if you use the Volley technique or the good cop, bad cop technique we teach in freewholesaling.com. I'm jacked up right now. What's the best case? You change your life. You get a 6-figure real estate deal. It's unbelievable to me right now. It's crazy. Guys, you have to start lowballing. If this is not the sign, I don't know what's going to be. Stop analyzing. Start lowballing. Okay? Heck, sometimes I don't even know, like, I can pull up to an appointment and get the lowest out of a seller every single time. I can see how they're reacting to a price by not even offering it, but just kind of throwing it out there and seeing how they're kind of feeling it out. Works so well. So what are the techniques? Number one is the Volley technique, right? So the Volley technique is kind of doing the volleyball. This is what Rick really loves. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but like he loves it. This is basically like volleying the deal. And what I mean by like volleying the deal, right? Volleying the deal is like, hey, how much are you looking to sell the property for? How much do you want to get out of it? Oh, I have no idea. Well, if you did know what you know. But like, so if I'm going to buy this cash, like what price will work for you? If you didn't know what would it really be? You just going back and forth. You do it about 5 times. You're always going to get the price out of the seller. Number 2 is ask them how much they want. How much are you looking to get rid of the property for? How much are you looking to sell it for? If you just throw it out them off the bat, it's going to work really well. And then you kind of can negotiate from there, or you just do just a low ball out there. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I think just going out here and lowballing a price, you can get kicked out of the house. But like if you use the volley, it's going to work really well. Now, if you use the good cop, bad cop, that can work really well too. What do I mean by this? If you shift the blame from somebody else, you can get not in big trouble, more or less. So who is the biggest proponent of the good cop, bad cop technique? That two. All right. Police stations, number one, they interrogate you, right? These people know what to do, and it works really good for negotiations. And these are people that do FBI stuff, hundreds of years of negotiations, the top psychologists. The good cop, bad cop always works. You know, oh, I'm the mean cop. And then I'm the nice guy. I'll give you a good deal, right? You've seen the NCIS stuff, right? Like that works the best. Who else does that really well? Politicians. I'm not getting into politics, but the political party A, Team Red blames Team Blue, and Team Blue blames Team Red. And it's, oh, they're the problem for it. They're the problem, right? And the truth is they do that because it gets the best case for their base to like go create. Like it works for the cops, it works for the politicians, and it'll work for your negotiating. Wholesalers don't understand this. It drives me insane. But if you use those techniques in your wholesaling real estate business, you can do so. Like I always do this. It's like a trial close. Hey, I was looking at the house, I was texting my partner Rick, and he told me he was looking to buy this for like $200,000. See how I didn't offer 200K? I just said he was looking at 200. He was. Oh, 200 is too way too low, right? Oh, he's crazy. He always wants to buy houses like way too low, right? Like, I mean, where are you looking at if you're not going to buy for 300? Can we meet in the middle 250, 230, right? And then negotiate from there, get a good price. It works really well, guys. It blows me away that most wholesalers aren't willing to do these strategies. And if you want to learn how to do these strategies absolutely for free, I do recommend you go to freewholesaling.com. That is my free real estate wholesaling course right here. And I teach these strategies. I do my live conversations with sellers, and I teach these strategies absolutely for free. These are strategies that work so well, guys. Most wholesalers aren't willing to actually do this because it's slightly inconvenient, but it changes your life forever. It's unbelievable. But the truth is, if you just take that little sacrifice, it's not fun to lowball a seller, but if you do it, you're going to do a lot of deals. And it becomes fun doing a lot of deals, and that works really well. It's insane. So guys, that is how you do it. You should be lowballing your seller. Worst case scenario, you make some money. Best case scenario, you make a ton of money. And by not lowballing, worst case scenario, you actually lose the deal. And best case scenario, you get a nominal deal. I'd rather do lowball where the worst case scenario is I make money, right? Technically, if you lowball, I still might not get a deal. Some sellers are a little crazy everywhere. But like overall, you're going to do well. Most wholesalers just don't understand the power of lowballing. And that's kind of why I did this live today. I dedicated this live to this because I'm seeing so many people overcomplicating this stuff. The action takers are the ones that always do well. The people that just go out here, take action. It always works. I promise you that. The more time you spend just giving offers and talking to a seller is going to be way better. So I appreciate it. It works really, really well, guys. So let's get some comments. Let's see if I can answer some questions, guys. This is my Sunday night live streams on the personal Zach Ginn YouTube channel. So this is not part of Flip with Rick. This is just my personal stuff. So you can ask me any question you want. Not wholesaling related, real estate related. I don't care. I do like to focus a lot of this stuff on wholesaling real estate because that is a huge passion of mine. And that's where I make a ton of money. So that's what I love. But any question you want, this is a personal channel, so I'd love to do it. What is up, Trevor? What is up, guys? Late night stream for all the people that can't hop on the regular streams. The West Coasters out here. I love it. Kaylin, what is up? Let me know if that deal closed. I know he's working on a deal, so that's awesome. So let's have some conversations on this, and let's see. So Justin, what is up, Justin? Justin says, let's see. Zach, I'm so nervous to get started. I just want to jump in so bad, but just nervous, man. The title of this live hits home. Justin, if you're starting out in wholesaling real estate right now, you should not be nervous. The best game plan for success in wholesaling real estate right now in 2022 is pulling a list, preferably a code violation list, a probate list, any type of government list possible, getting their phone number at truepeoplesearch.com, asking that seller for the owner and if they're looking to sell the property for cash, and then boom, getting a property locked up, selling it to a cash buyer, and making a ton of money. That is the honest goal. Like there's no goal around there. There's nothing outside of that. Like that is the goal for wholesaling real estate success. Most wholesalers, they get super stressed out. If you just pull a list and cold call it, like 90% of your problems, like it's getting started, that's it. Justin, like you're nervous, man, because you're too smart. You're overanalyzing everything. And that's the point. You just got to go. You just got to go. I promise you. If you want to hop on and talk to me one-on-one, I always let everyone hop on and talk to me one-on-one. I will destroy your analysis paralysis. Drive for dollars, right? Like there's so much stuff out here. It's crazy. But Savannah says, the negotiations and comping is where I'm having a setback in. My comps are so off. Savannah is in California. Could be wrong. I think she's in a high ARV market. I don't know her. She virtually wholesaling or not. Let me know, Savannah. Pretty sure you said you were in California last time we talked. You got a lowball. I mean, that's the truth, right? All right, we'll talk to So soon. So Queen and Queen's World, the real, says, do you have cash buyers that will spend $1 million to buy a property? Oh, yeah, hands down. I have cash buyers only put 10 million. I have there are actually a lot more multifamily hedge fund people too, but like I have cash buyers ever willing to buy. Justin, those are the numbers for this market. Seriously. Dan, what's up? I just bought another house by saying that what is the lowest you would take? He said no one has ever asked before. He wanted 35, so I lowballed him to 25. Okay, guys, Dan, like, bro. Shout out to Dan. Let's give Dan a shout out right here. Dan Moore. Did you see that the lowest he would take was 35 grand and he lowballed the 22.5 and he got it? I hope you know, like, this is like a little analysis right now, but like what someone says their lowest is and what they're willing to take is a completely different number, because the lowest they're willing to take is what they want. So he said he wanted 35, which is his lowest, quote unquote, but he actually got under contract for 22.5. So just like understanding this, guy, like this is a little crazy. This is absolutely true that it's 22.5 is actually the lowest he would take. And he's not going to be happy when I say this, but this is true. Dan, if you offer him 20,000, he might've taken that too. I'm not to like be like, oh gosh, don't renegotiate. Be a man of your word, Dan. But like, it's such a moving number what a seller is going to take for the house. It's not like a set price. And if you lowball and they say yes, it's great. You know, it's always funny. That's the best way I can explain it. I think it's hilarious. Congrats to Dan though. Let's give him a shout out. Oh yeah, we got the late stream tonight. I have a property that's worth over $1 million to $875, a good price to get under contract. Queen and Queen, a little cosmetic work needed to be done. You gotta let me know how much. I don't know. Is it 100K? Is it 50K? I ain't going to know unless you actually go out here and tell me what the price of the repairs are going to be there. What's up? I got my chamomile tea today. So tea with Z. I don't know. Tea with Z. I don't know what you call it on Sundays, but got my tea today. I put some nice peppermint creamer in there. So love my tea. What am I going to say? Coffee and tea. That's what I like. And water. How people do these live streams without drinking much of water drives me crazy. I don't get it. I have to drink like a ton of water to these lives. Everyone too sure to make your offers look professional. Get the sellers to question themselves. If you're trying to offer 40, tell them your offer is. I do that for my postcards, and that actually works really well. So, and a bad one. That's actually not a bad one at all. Cool, love it. Victor, what is up? What are your thoughts on a market with a population under 10K with the median home price of 190? Victor, this completely goes against all of my rules. So I have 2 rules for a virtual wholesaling market. Like if you really want to look at a macro, right? The biggest macro I can tell you right now is the population of the county needs to be over 100,000. If the county population is over 100,000, you're going to be fine, Victor. The city population means something, but it doesn't at the same time. If you're not in like Clark County, Clark County is weird because it's so big. I just got back from Vegas. So if you're in Clark County, it's going to be a little weird. Outside of that, no, you're going to be fine. What is up, Diana? My concern with starting is that a buyer can steal your deal for themselves if you can't find a buyer after they pass on your offer. So wait, my concern is that the buyer can steal your deal. A buyer can't steal your deal if you have it under contract, if you use my contract. If you're using a guru contract, sure. If you can't find a buyer, get out of the deal. Of course, the buyer can steal it if they want to. Most of them aren't going to do it because they're not good at talking to sellers, but yes. Ryan, what's up? I totally overanalyze. Are you doing one-on-ones today? Of course, they're on the top. I'll put them on the bottom for you guys today too. Hello conversation. So appreciate we got 2 people in the back. We're going to talk to them today. Let's see. So what happened in the opening video, guys? This is a Zach Ginn video, not a Flipbook video. I do the one-on-ones on the videos that I do during the week. This is a bonus live stream, late night stream. So it's a good tip right here. If you're struggling to get a buyer, contact every real estate agent in your target area. It'll be 99% find a good buyer. Agents are really good for cash buyers. They're really good. James, what is up? Thank you. Thanks, Zach, for all you do. All you and your dad do. I appreciate it. Steve says, I love that you do a political show. I'm super political. I'm part of the wholesaling real estate party. If the president does something that is against wholesaling, I will be against it, right? Like I'm part of I'm part of the real estate investing party, right? Like if it's for real estate investors or investors, sure, right? Like, some politicians have like bills that might increase the corporate tax rate to like 50%, right? Like I'm going to say that, like I'll talk about it. That's technically a political issue. I don't get political, but like if you increase taxes and they make a ton of money, I'm not going to like that. And I'm probably going to be against that. Now, is that too political for you guys? This is a business show, more or less, like a real estate investing show. It's bad for cash buyers. It's bad for wholesaling. So I'll talk against that, right? If, we have some environmental issue, it's not really going to affect real estate wholesaling too much. I'm not going to what's the point, right? Like if you look at the richest people in the world outside of Elon Musk, right? They're political, but they don't live by it. And I think that's one thing you guys got to understand to a point. Like these politicians are mostly all from themselves. Like I try to help the people out. And truthfully, it's like, liking sports teams. So like it, at the end of the day, like I care more about my business than a sports team, politician. And it doesn't get me excited, right? Like sports teams get me excited, but like, that's all fun and games to a point, right? Like that's like kind of a leisure activity for me, right? Like the whole political thing is just, I feel like if most people spend so much time on politics, if they put that time into actually learning a craft or a side hustle or like any type of thing to make money, they're going to do so, like, you'll make so much more money. I've just, you can vote, like, everyone should vote, right? But like, to a point, like, the real change you're going to see in this world is going to be from yourself. And this is from somebody like, I went on debate and I said this. I've actually talked to my local congressman. I've talked to state senators. I've talked to a ton of politicians about wholesaling real estate. No other person says it, but it's true. I'm documented. I've met my congressman multiple occasions talking about real estate investing and wholesaling on a national basis. No other person can say that. I like to have some connections, and it doesn't hurt, right? I've never donated to a politician, FYI, but I've talked to local Florida state senators, state representatives. I've talked to them all about the wholesaling industry and real estate investing. I've talked to them all. I would like to have an ear with what they have to say. And they think I'm going to donate. I'm not going to donate to them. But like, I do talk to politicians about wholesaling. And I might be a bad person, but like, I want to educate people on it. And sometimes I have to go meet these people. Like, I do crazy stuff sometimes, but like, you should not focus on politics. It will never get you far in life. The real thing you should be focusing on is becoming a great business, being nice to people, and making the world a better place. That will give you so much better. There's some great people that have been political that I always talk about. But like, guys, keep the politics out of it. I promise you, focus on making money. You're going to do way better. I could say that about sports. Like, I should not watch my Dolphins, but like, I'm going to watch the Dolphins because we're going to be champions this year. What's up, Kenny? Hi, Zach. Great details. I use your dollar suggestion theatrically to get a reaction when sellers are evading the question, what do you want to walk away with? Yes. So Kenny's talking about the dollar strategy. Now, the dollar strategy is basically the strategy of offering $1 to the seller. So like, oh, I don't know how much I want to sell the house for. I'm like, well, Kenny, would you be okay if I bought this house for $1? No. Can I buy this house for $2? It's so comically low that they're like, there's no, I'm not going to do it for $3. No way, Jose. Right. And the truth is, if you just offer them $1, it's so comically low. Like, they're not even going to be mad at you. And it's true. Like, would he sell me the house for $1? No. $2, $3. Like, they get so impatient, like 30,000, and they get the lowest price, and then they get it's a great lowball strategy. It's the dollar method. Same thing with the volley to a point, but it works really good. Fernando got an appointment tomorrow. Let's cross our fingers. Good luck, Fernando. I believe in you. Awesome. Appreciate it. All right, let's get a couple more questions in. I'm going to try to get to some questions too, but I want to talk to some people one-on-one. Alicia says, what's the mindset behind getting the property on contract and knowing you have a buyer in hand? If you have a good deal, you should have a buyer. But if you're starting out, you can use that deal as leverage to find a buyer. Let's see. Kaylin, this is the first deal. This first deal has been a learning journey. I'll let you know when it's closed. Awesome. Appreciate it. Let's see. Jason says, the biggest wholesaler here in Myrtle Beach has TV commercials, radio commercials, and on billboards. Can I compete? Jason, I virtually wholesale a ton of markets. Man, I don't do any TV commercials, radio commercials on billboards. Bro, nobody cares. Dude, nobody cares. Let me say that one more time. Nobody cares. Do you think your seller is going to care if John Smith's been on TV or not? The biggest point is no one's really seen that. I'm just being honest with you. Like, I'm talking about one franchise. And Jason, let me know if you know this franchise. Like, there's probably this big franchise that has all these big banners outside, and everyone knows, like, the blah, 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 blah. The Neanderthals. That's the best way I can put them. And I'm not saying that in a derogatory name, but like, that's kind of a mascot more or less they like using. The truth is here, like, they know them, but like, if someone has a probate and you reach out to them, it's just a regular Joe buyer, it's going to work better. I have personally found in wholesaling real estate, virtual wholesaling real estate, when you act like it's just a regular Joe who's just looking to buy some houses and you and your partner have the cash for it, you can connect with someone way better. Don't pull up to an appointment with a suit, right? But like, for example, like I'm like Jason, right? Jason's a father, right? And Jason's just like I mean, I'm not saying this mean, but like Jason looks like a regular guy, right? Like, I can connect with someone like Jason. Like if I'm a father, I'm not a father, but like if I'm a dad or a mother, like I can connect with a parent like Jason. We can talk about being a parent or whatever, right? And taking the kid to the recital and buying houses and living in South Carolina. Like you relate so much better than that than the TV person. I think that's one thing a lot of people really get confused. Um, it, it's funny, but yeah, it doesn't mean anything. Um, let's see here. Yeah, don't worry about what like other people do it. It's a little different. So all Black Ghost has question: do you buy in low income? So I wholesale in all markets, right? I don't like high crime areas, and that's not like saying anything bad about a high crime area, but like most cash buyers aren't buying a ton in they're not buying a ton in low income areas, but they love buying in low income areas if there's no crime. Like if it's low crime, it's fine. The high crime areas are definitely the ones that are not the best for wholesaling, just because cash buyers don't want to buy in there, and we're selling to cash buyers, right? So you're virtually wholesaling in Georgia. Let me know if you could say in the private chat or DM. Like I want to know what market. Um, if you're too high, just reduce the multiplier. Most people, when they over analyze or they have their basically their MA is too high, their ARV is way too high. That's honestly what I've seen. So yes, we're part of the wholesaling real estate, the wholesaling real estate investing party. That is what I'm saying. So yeah, let's see here. Beautiful. All right, let's get to some of the one-on-ones. AO, what is up? He kind of got cut out because he was on lunch break. Yes, we're doing the StreamYard link today. So let me go here and comment below the StreamYard if you want to hop on. The only people that get the StreamYard today if you are in my YouTube channel. So just go here, StreamYard. This is the link. Hop on, talk to me. I will tell you right now, though, I gave the StreamYard publicly today. I could have a random person hop on here, start cursing, doing something. I don't know. I'm letting everyone publicly come on here. This is not my mastermind group that everyone can join for free. So someone can say something crazy or stupid. So if you have a kid, FYI, these are people that might not even be subscribed to me that I don't know. So they could say something crazy. Just FYI, I know people watching this with their kids in the background. This is publicly up at the StreamYard link out. So someone could say something crazy. I ask if you don't curse because I want 5 and 6-year-olds to be watching this wholesaling content because they need to start learning wholesaling. Honestly, like you're 6 years old, like you just learned how to read, get wholesaling, right? Like if you can read, you can wholesale. That's my opinion. So I want the kids to be watching this. So we're going to keep it family friendly today. So we get the most people watching wholesaling content. But just FYI, this is all public. So I don't know who's going to say it, but I know Sosa and Zachary, they're fine. But we're gonna make sure we're all good. So let's talk to some people, see how I can help everyone out. But let's get it going. Sosa.
Yo, Zach, what's going on?
I'm blessed, man. How are you?
I'm all right, just trying to make it happen day by day.
Love it, man. What's up? How can I help you out?
All right, so I got a couple questions. Remember last time we talked, I was telling you about the code violation list.
Okay.
I wound up getting the demolition list. Is that a good list? Demolition.
The demolition list?
Yeah.
Depends. I don't talk about the demolition list too much because a lot of those properties are they're rough. Most wholesaling deals aren't in there. You can. I would test it out. If you do 1,000 calls on a demolition list and you're not really getting any deals, I probably wouldn't. I've tried the list. It hasn't been super successful for me. So like I don't actively tell people to do it. I only tell people to do lists that I've done success with. And I've seen other people crush it. I haven't seen it. I would say mobile homes is probably one that I'd rather you do. That's like not heard of.
Too much. Well, we only got 20 so it ain't no use to even going that thumb then.
Try it.
I had looked some of them up. Some of them looked like fire damage, and some of them was just like just boarded up. I couldn't really see the inside of it.
Try it. I always always try to test it.
All right. And when I was thinking, so how would I comp a property like those? Would it be by like the land? Cause like they was all definitely look like some type of tear down or some type of deal.
It would be the land. I would reverse wholesale it, where I would go to a trusted cash buyer and see how much they'd be buying the house for. Those are weird houses. Like every demolition house is something stupidly crazy going on with it, so I'd be careful with it.
All right. How would you go about mailing somebody that's like an hour and a half out, something like that?
I would if I knew the deal was good, but I would get pretty much a price commitment already with the seller and try to lowball them even more when I've got it. And I'd condition them, make sure they're ready for a yes or no decision on the property. I'd go through all that stuff
Before you send out mail?
before I go meet them an hour and a
No,
half away.
no. I said mailing.
Oh, mailing?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like mailing a contract?
No, like mailing them because I'm fun to go out to like probates too. And like
Yeah,
just
you can.
somebody
Why
I know
not?
like
Why not? Test
how
it. Like I always say, test it out, right? You're never going to know unless you test it out
you know what I'm saying? How do you mail them?
with a letter. What do you mean?
Like how do
Hello?
you would you just mail them yourself? You just
So I have a letter template at freewholesaling.com. It's a free little letter. Actually, if you go to Flip with Rick on YouTube, Rick just released a video today on a free letter template. You just go download it. The link's on there. Just download it. It's
all
a
right,
little letter. You can send the letter if you want. I would probably cold call them instead, but you can send a letter out. We have the whole template, everything. Good
yeah,
timing
now
today. Video got released, so that's pretty cool.
yeah, now I was gonna do that, so I was just asking you about that. But but even so, back to the code violations, I was talking to the code violation dude the other day, and when he was giving me this, I basically asked him about the code violations again. And remember, I told you he's saying they only can do it if you ask for it and they can like look it up. So he basically brought it up again. I was like, well, what y'all do with that data? And he was like, if I come in, it's more he can tell me. And I told him that I was a student and I was doing a school project. And he got all excited and told me I can come in. So, but now I'm trying to see is how do I make it seem real after I told him that I was a student? Like, now what do I tell him once I'm in there?
You can
Because
tell them I'm a private tax-paying citizen. Like you can do whatever you want.
I already
Just
told him I was doing a school project, and he
what do you say?
no, he into it. He got excited. Like, yeah, if you school, I'll definitely love to help you out.
Just tell
So,
them it's a school. You're Zach School of Fine Wholesaling Arts. I don't know. This is technically a school. You're in a course. You're in a program right now, right? You're not lying, right?
no, but if I tell him I'm doing something about houses, you say they ain't gonna give it to him. How do I make it seem like I'm really doing a school project to get the him to help me with the code violations? Because remember at first he didn't want to give it to me.
Zach is your teacher, and he told you get a project about government and houses and how the violations of a certain county to a zip code and seeing if there's one zip code worse than the other ones and figuring out the reason for it.
All
You got to
right,
be smart. You got to be creative, you know?
all right. And so how would I keep getting it?
You ask. You only get what you ask for in life.
No, I understand that, but ain't this something that the code violation from this ain't this gonna be a list that I need to keep being able to get? I can't say
Pull it every month.
so I'm telling every month I'm still doing school project.
Yeah. Big project.
All right,
Got a big project, man.
all right. And I had looked up some probates off one of your videos and I did it on step for step. in the same city you was in, but it hadn't only gave me name and initials. So when I couldn't look them up in the property tax appraisal. On your video, the name, the first and last name popped up, but when I did it, only the
What
initials.
list?
It was probates.
Okay. So only the last name popped up?
Yeah, only a last name is and initials. Like it'll be a last name or like a TM or something like that.
Okay. Well, TM Johnson's pretty much still good enough. Is
No,
there a heir to the property too? Like a heir? A personal representative or a PR?
it didn't have all that. I just did it step by step how you did it.
Okay. I would
But
get more case information. So I'd look up in the individual cases and then it'll pop up from there.
what you
How
say?
far are you from the courthouse?
I did it where you stay at. I did the area you stay in. I just put the I just
You did
did it.
St. Lucie?
Huh?
You did St. Lucie County?
Yeah. I just did step by step, but
Go to the probate docket. Bro, just go to public records and search the person's name. The probate will be on there. Heck, if you go to the death records, it's public records, bro. It's right there. Public records. Go to the death certificate. You got the name. Go to property appraiser. Boom, put it in.
that's the thing. On got the name. Like yours had Johnson Smith. This one got Johnson ST.
Bro, go to the St. Lucie public records. Go to cases. Go to probates. Search the past month. It'll pop up. How can't you find the name on it?
Cause when I copied the name just like you copied it and put it in the property appraiser, it ain't pop up because it wasn't the full name.
Okay. Give me one name. Give me one name. Can you pop one up for me? Do you have one?
No, I ain't known it.
No?
Nah.
No? All right. Let me do it for you. I can show you. All right, we're going to go to the clerk of the court. All right. We're going to get a public search. All right. Court case. All right. Opened. Let's do June 2. Alrighty. All right. What website did you go on? Let me pop this up. Hello.
What you mean?
What website did you go on to pull it?
I had just whatever you did step by. I just did what you did step by step. I think I did it like Friday when I couldn't get all the way through. I just clicked off it, but I just did step by step. Everything popped up just like yours. Just ain't give me the full name. It just gave me a last name and an initial. And then when I took it to the property appraiser, it wouldn't let me pop up. But yours had the full name.
All right. Let me go. Let's load selected events. I'm popping up for you right now. Hold on. Let's go to a random search. I think you can export the cases too. We have a trial docket. Where is it? The hearing. All right. So I want you to look it up because I go to St. Lucie County and I pop up all the addresses. These are court dockets, bro. I don't know where you don't see names because they all pop up right here, bro. Michael Lynn, Robert Mason, Lori Buchanan, James Lynn. Bro, they all pop up. If you're having a struggle with it, I highly recommend you call the clerk of the court. Do you want their phone number?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get the phone number for you. You should just call. And there's a little thing called export cases, and then you can sort it by, let's see, sort it by probate. So let's get the clerk of the court phone number.
And what I just asked him I just asked him about the probate list.
So you're overthinking it again. You're struggling to find the first name, last name.
Yeah.
So ask them why you can't do it. So here's the phone number right here. Call them tomorrow morning. Oh, that's Martin County. Hold up. Here's St. Lucy's phone number, 772-462-6900. They can help you out, okay?
Uh-huh.
That's it. You just did what I did. You pop up the probate dockets if you're really like struggling with it, then click export cases and the probate should pop up there. Or you can go individually search all the probates for the past month. Or go to public records and do it from there. So I can go into, I'll go here. Let's go into public records. Official records search. Search official records. I go to simple search. Hold up. That's fine. I want to copy. Let's go back here. Hold up. Booking page. There we go. Trying to find the website for you.
All right.
Is it book type or instrument? Yeah, on St. Lucie, you're just going to have to go by the docket, honestly. Or you have to sign and make your own thing. But use that phone number, and you figure out yourself.
All right.
Okay?
Yeah.
What market are you in right now?
Charlotte.
Charlotte. Why aren't you doing Charlotte, bro?
I was really just testing it out. So I just need to call. I was really just seeing if it worked, to be honest with you.
Just call it.
So just do what you told me, but do it where I'm at.
Yeah, I can't do customer service for you. You're going to have to call them and see why you can't do it.
All right. All right. And
I just export the cases and then go in the Excel. It should pop up.
All right. And I was just looking at your 100-gram challenge in 90 days. That's what I want to go out tomorrow. You said I can check in every week to keep accountable, and I'm trying to see if I can do that.
Beautiful.
Go for it.
Awesome. How many properties are you going to drive for?
Well, I got deal machine. Let me get 1,000 a month. So just max out on that. If I can get it in a week, so how I get it. But
perfect.
I know all
right, we'll go after it, man.
1,000 a month. Yeah.
All right. Keep it up, bro.
I appreciate it, though.
All right. Thank you.
Yep.
All right. Boom. All right. Next here, we got Zachary. What is up?
It's good.
What's up, man? How can I help you out?
So, I was doing pre-foreclosures. I was cold calling. And one issue I was constantly running into was I would get somebody to pick up and they would ask, who are you or why are you calling me? And I'll tell them. And almost the majority of the calls, people would always just hang up or wouldn't pick up. And so I have two questions from that. One is, what are the first things that you, or just in general, I should say, the first words that come out of my mouth to keep them on the line? Because for me, I can talk with them through the rest of the process. It's more of those first couple of seconds to keep them from hanging up on me so I can actually explain things to them without them,
This is the easiest conversation I've ever. All right. What market are you in?
I am in Indianapolis.
All right, Zachary, this is the easiest one. Nice to meet you, bro. Like your name. You have a cool name. Spelled it right.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. You got to go through freewholesaling.com I sound crazy, but
Yeah, I already went
didn't
through
go through it. Because if you went through it, you would have gone the cold calling session where I said the one list you should not cold call is pre-foreclosures. The reason why you can't get ahead of any of these pre-foreclosures is because they're behind on their mortgage payments. So they're getting calls from loan sharks, credit card service
a lot of
payments.
people, and they get annoyed.
They think you're one of those people. So if you really want to cold call them, the best example I give to you is you got to put some ums and buts in the beginning so they know you're not a robot or a financial person. And then don't act like you're a loan shark.
Yeah.
I don't
for
like
me,
that, though.
I met somebody who was cold calling pre-foreclosures who was also my age, and they were actually getting a lot of deals off of it. And the main reason why I want to just focus on doing pre-foreclosures is because obviously in Indianapolis, when the
What's their
housing market,
script? What's their script?
they use I was working with him. He said he used a script given by what was it? It was a sub 2 script. That's all I know.
Okay.
He said he used that the cold call
Sub 2.
pre-foreclosures.
Subject
Huh?
2? Subject 2?
Sub 2 is a community ran by Pace, and he gives out.
Subject 2 is a creative financing term.
It's also it's a community, like a wholesaling community also. Because for me, I did 2 years to pull my pre-foreclosure list, but I'm getting a lot of calls of people who are already saying they already sold off their house. But if let's say I'm pulling any pre-foreclosure list for mailing, SMS text blasting, anything, what should be the time frame in which I pull that? Because I have pulled a couple of different time frames, and I haven't really found the best one to work with yet. Because I've pulled 2 years, I've pulled 3 months, but I don't seem to be getting many pickups or just responses in general from any sort of contact method I do for those lists. And I'm wondering if it's too late or too early, or
All
what
right,
am I doing
Zachary.
wrong?
So I got 2 things for you. You can join someone's program and do what they say, or you do what I say. If you listen to 4 people's programs, they're all going to go through your crazy.
Yeah, because they all have the different methods.
They all have a different method. Have you seen? So this guy that's cold calling the pre-foreclosures, how many deals is he doing a month that you can confirm?
He got 2 deals.
Every month?
Last month.
Last month.
It was last month. I recently met him, and he showed me 2 deals that he got from cold calling.
Okay. And his script's not working for you.
Yeah, I was using his script. I was just saying what he was using. He showed me his script. I was kind of trying to make my own one to make myself sound, least robotic as possible.
Okay.
Mainly, obviously, because of what you said, they're getting loads of calls, and so I want to try and establish the fact that I'm not like the other people who are just trying to sell them stuff or buy their house immediately. I'm actually trying to help them in the situation, but it's I've just been for the past couple of days
Zachary,
trying to
what's
figure
your
out.
bro?
Huh?
If you just do reverse drawing for dollars on pre-foreclosures, you're going to do way better than anyone else in your market.
Okay.
That's what I'd say.
That was going to be my next method I was going to do, because cold calling I like it. I'm good at it. I'm good with talking to people. And I can obviously do it on like vacants or stuff like that, or for sale by owners. But my next step was probably going to go be reverse drawing for dollars and just using Post-it notes.
That's it. Do it.
And then how many, let's say I'm trying to figure this out. How many hours a day would I usually spend driving out to these? And what would be the
25.
best times of days? Like during weekends, just drive around, put post notes.
The best amount to reverse try for dollars is 25 hours a day. All right. Second best is how much you can do. Right. I wouldn't pull up at 4 a.m. to someone's house, but like, I don't know, 6 a.m.
Yeah.
to 8 p.m. As long as
And
the
then-
sun's up, I think you're fine.
Yeah, 'cause I do remember you said just say, you don't mention anything, you just put a post-it note saying, "Give me a call back with your number." But
That's it.
for pre-foreclosures specific, should there be anything else I should be putting on a post-it note, or should it just be, "Hey, if this is, so and so, give me a call back. Here's my number," just to intrigue them?
That's it. Hey, this is Zach. I have a cool question about your property. Call me.
Okay.
Phone number. That's it. You
So
want the
basically, I've
most
just been
qualified possible,
overcomplicating
that's
it
what
this
you
whole
do.
time.
That's it.
Okay. Yeah, I've been overthinking this process way too much.
Bro, look at the title of the video.
Yep, I
You know
know.
what I'm saying. You're overthinking it, man. You have all these
Yeah.
people telling you different information. It's driving me crazy. So I'm going to
'Cause-
make my own community called Walking. I'll take
Mhm.
that word over. I don't care, dude. Bro, you just got to start taking action, man. That's it.
Yeah, I was stuck in analysis paralysis for months on end. I think it was like 4 months when I was like 16. I just could not get started because I was trying to perfect every little corner. I was trying to make sure I had the perfect script and the perfect way to contact people and know every little real estate lingo and term, and it set me back so far to the point where now I just overthink everything. It's just I'm struggling to start, even though I feel like I have the knowledge to start. I still feel like I have that fear of just not knowing something that could cause me to lose a deal. So, but yeah, I'll take your suggestion. I'll start reverse looking for dollars. See where that takes me. And then how long would you? Because how long would you say each pre-foreclosure lasts? Like 3 months, 6 months until it goes into auction?
Probably 4 or 5 months, I would say.
Okay. Because the list I pulled from 2 years ago, I was constantly getting calls from people who said their house had went into foreclosure. So should I just like pull a list that's like 6 months away just in case? I can call people that might be going into foreclosure soon that I can get a deal
Sure.
off of.
Try it.
Okay. All right. Thank you for answering my question.
Appreciate it, man. Sorry if I don't know
I
anyone you were mentioning. I'm blocked by pretty much
kinda all over
everybody,
the place.
so I don't know what goes on. Zach, I promise you, I'm blocked by everybody, so I don't even know what goes on.
Mm.
I'm legit blocked. So sorry if I didn't know who you were talking about, but everyone's blocked me, so I don't know. But I appreciate it, man. Let me know what you do. I want you to put 100 sticky notes and then get back to me. Let me know.
Okay, sounds good.
I'll not talk to you till you do 100 sticky notes this week. All right.
Don't worry, I'll do it.
All right. And then
get
put
it
your own
done.
Google Voice number and track how many calls you get on that one. Don't do an average one
Okay.
so you won't know. Figure out what your contact rate is.
Yeah,
Alright.
'cause with my cold calling, I was like picking up or seeing like how many people picked up, how many people hung up, how many people stayed on the phone with me. So I'll record all that, and then next live we go on. Which I should probably have it done by then. I'll keep you updated on how things are going for me.
All right. Sounds good, bro.
All right, thank you.
Thanks. Boom. All right. Cairo.
Zach, how's it going?
I'm blessed, man. What's up? How can I help you out?
Yeah. So, really getting ready for the week. Getting ready for a big week of action. Just wanted to touch base on a few things I wanted clarity on. So, one of them is determining my wholesaling fee. I know you would probably look at the range between how much you have it under contract for and how much the buyer is going in for, but do you have like a specific way you determine your wholesale fee?
Yeah, it's pretty easy. How much is a bottle of water worth?
As much as is in there, right?
Nope.
Well, zero.
So if you walk through the desert for 4 days and you had $1,000 in your pocket, and I said this bottle of water is worth $1,000, you'd probably give me $1,000 for that water, right? You're in the middle of a desert, right?
Yeah.
Life's on the line.
Right.
Now, if you're at I don't know, like you're chilling out on vacation, you just drank like 50 bottles of water, and there's water everywhere, you'll probably give me $1 for it. You'd be like, get out of here for $1,000 for a bottle of water, right? The product is the only thing that's changed is the type of buyer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the value of your deal is dependent on the buyer. I have
Mm.
buyers. I try to sell a deal for 100K. They scoff at me and say they need to buy it for 50, and I feel like I'm crazy. And I go to another buyer who is a renter that will buy the thing for 100K.
Okay.
So the one thing you got to understand is every buyer is pretty much going to buy it for a different price. More or less, there's a general consensus that ball water $1-2, right? Like general, but like there's people that overpay and underpay, right? More or less, I like to oversell my deals and see where everyone does it. I like to bid it up to a point. No, you never know what the true value of your deal is going to be. You just got to give it to as many buyers as you can, see which one's going to bite or not on it. If you only have 1 or 2 buyers, I would reasonably offer it. Remember, you want your buyer to make some money on the deal, because if they make money in the deal, they're going to buy another deal from you because you made the money. So you can do some calculations, but I honestly would probably go to as many cash buyers as I can that's vetted and see what they're going to buy it for. Because, bro, I've done $100,000 assignments and I've done $5,000. I've done $1,000 assignments, right? Most of the time, it's what a buyer's willing to pay for it. So there's buyers everywhere, bro.
Definitely. Okay. Thank you about that. And then determining which kind of buyers it is. So you know, like you say, different buyers pay different prices. How do you really determine like what's a hedge buyer from a regular retail buyer, or someone who's just going to pay the 0.75 times ARV minus repairs? How do you really determine like those specific buyers to point them out? Be like, oh, okay, that's a hedge buyer. Let me make the deal this much and then see if he bites.
So there's like a tier of buyers. So I call it all this. Usually the more deals somebody buys, the more of a discount they want because they're more savvy. So for example, bro, you send me a deal and I'm going to buy this thing cash. I'm going to want a really good deal, right? Like I know deals. I'm used to buying deals for like really good prices, right? I want a good deal. If I go to somebody who just walked out of like a stupid house flipping seminar and they want to just do a flip, they're going to overpay me all day, right? I'm not stupid, right? Like I'm experienced. So I'm a bad cash buyer because I buy a lot of deals. And that's the way you sort of have to look at it. Now, you got to know that you deal with me. You know my word's my bond. I'll give you a 5K deposit tomorrow, right? Like I'm solid, but I'll pay a lot less. So the general consensus with cash buyers, the more experience somebody has, the more properties they've bought, the more solid they usually are, but they're going to want it for a bigger discount. So it's a yin and a yang. And you can give it to a new person that's never bought a deal before, but they might want to back out of the deal, right? And they might not know wholesaling and all this stuff, right? I like to keep it a way where someone's bought enough deals where like I can trust them, but I can sell for a decent price.
Gotcha.
I don't want to risk the deal. That's the best way I can explain it. I like some flippers. I love realtors because I can trust the realtor and the realtor's experienced and they have that solid backing I know, but they have really new buyers. And that's kind of the best between me. Hedge funds are like this, but there's a lot of hoopla with hedge funds still. That's what I like. But more or less, dude, you got to understand too, like if you like, let's say I try to sell a deal for 50K more than what it's worth to a cash buyer, and they say, hey, Cairo, I can't buy this deal. What you need to do is say, hey, why aren't you going to buy this deal? They're going to tell you because it's worth this, this, and this. And now you know. And you get more data. And so if you try to sell, hey, I'll sell you this deal for 150, like, bro, I ain't going to buy this I can only buy this for 120. And you're like, wait, how? And they explain it to you. Okay, he's at 120.
Yeah, okay.
Generally, bro, if you can't sell a deal, there's 2 reasons why. You haven't talked to enough buyers, or your property's under contract for too high. And if you talk to enough buyers and they all want it for a certain price, that's pretty much what the market rate's going to be for a cash buyer. So that's it's a weird science, but it more or less you can get a price why a cash buyer is not this price or why they are.
Okay. Gotcha. That definitely helped too. And I wanted more clarity as far as so I work with like a couple buyers, and usually, you know, I invite them or I go see the property and then I send them the pictures, and then if they want to see it or not, they come see it with me. I let the seller know, and then we both see it, and then they make the offer. Like, I can pay this much, okay? And then I usually get under contract like that. I've done like a couple of deals. It's been a while, but I have an appointment Tuesday. But what I'm trying to understand is getting a property under contract without knowing for a fact that you have a buyer waiting. You get it under contract and then you scout for buyers. But is that just how it goes?
Okay, so this is a weird
Because I
one.
learned the other way, to be honest. It was like these, I don't mean to cut you off, but it's like,
No, I
oh,
get what
make
you're
sure
saying.
you have a buyer and then you know, get the property under contract, things like that. But it seems like I'm trying to get through that mental barrier where it's like, all right, you can get it under contract and scout for buyers. I mean, I have prop stream, but I just don't like that chance, you know?
So let me tell you what I do in my business, and it's unconventional. I do a hybrid approach, which I say on this channel all the time. I have people that are pulling cash buyers while I'm marketing. Some wholesalers like reverse, like they call it reverse wholesaling, where they find the buyer and then they start wholesaling, right? That's okay. Like I did a whole tutorial video. It should drop on this channel next week. But like that's cool. I like pulling both of them. I like pulling buyers and sellers at the same time. Most people don't have that bandwidth for it. I have VAs that can do it for me, so it's cool for me. I prefer having a cash buyer when I have a deal, but it's not essential. Like I can try to sell the deal and use that as leverage, but you honestly should be doing both. So if you're wholesaling 10 hours a day, 10 hours a week, or let's say 20 hours a week, you should dedicate 2 or 3 of those hours finding cash buyers, which honestly, you should get a ton of buyers doing that. It's pretty easy.
Right.
If you just go to flippers on PropStream, oh, that's money.
Okay. And yeah, I mean that pretty much definitely needed the clarity in those spots. But yeah, I have maybe a possible JV opportunity. Are you guys purchasing in Kingsford Heights? Are you familiar?
Let me look. Kingsford Heights, Indiana.
Yep.
It's in LaPorte County.
Yeah.
So LaPorte County, population 110. What's the average ARV there?
For the area, it was like 130, 120, depending
Oh
if it's basement or not.
Is it Michigan City?
Yep, it's right by there.
Oh yeah, we do Michigan City all day.
Okay.
All day.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I was looking at. No, go ahead.
No, you're good. Look at the link below me. Send it
Okay.
there. You'll be good.
Okay. Cool.
No, yeah. Michigan City, dude. That'd be easy. Hello? All right. I think he cut out for a second. So Michigan City is a good market. Yeah, we could definitely do that right now. All right. Hop back on. I think you cut out, but nice meeting you, bro. We'll talk to you later. Thanks. All right. Are you at home?
You talking to me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We got some good internet finally.
I know, right? What's going on, Zach? How you doing?
What's up, man? Sorry, you're cutting in and out. I was trying to give some advice where you're stuck at work, but
I saw good, man. I saw the replay.
All right. What's up, man? How can I help you out?
Yeah, man. So giving you an update. Dang, I look dark. All right. So yeah, did the reverse driver for dollars yesterday and today. The break of dawn. Hey, babe. So yesterday it was like for maybe like 2.5 hours. Today it was about 2 hours.
Okay.
And yeah, I didn't realize that excuse me, the areas that I went to when I was putting the Post-its on there, I thought I would do more than that in that duration of time. It actually took work. you know,
yeah.
But it was all good though. You know, yesterday I got about one person that called me back. I got about 3 people that called me back today. So yesterday I put about 4 post-its, 5 today. So one
Wait,
call back
how
yesterday.
many post-its did you put out, and how many calls did you get in?
Excuse me?
How many calls did you get in, and how many postcards did you send out?
Calls yesterday and today. I didn't make any calls yesterday or today.
No, calls in.
Oh, calls in. Yesterday 1.
Okay,
And
1
then
today.
and then 3 today.
3
And
today.
I sent 4 postcards yesterday, 5 today.
So you got 4 calls in, and you sent 9 out.
Yeah.
That's like a 44% response rate.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Like
Yeah, it
44.
is.
That's
Yeah,
like sending. Theoretically, that's like 400 postcards. That's like that costs you like $200. So it's good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And I'm gonna continue to do it. I did want to ask though, and I didn't think of this until after I got off the live the other day with you and your pops. It makes sense for code violations because I did see some other ugly houses next to,
That's the point.
Properties. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. In my market, would it make sense for me to do the same with pre-foreclosures as well? Like, what have you been thinking? What have you been seeing with pre-foreclosures in my market?
I've had pre-foreclosures in really nice markets. So yes, the point is you're just walking around really like deals are close to each other. That's always what I've seen. When I do multiple deals in zip codes, they're always like streets over. So when you have a good deal and you drive for dollars around that deal, there's usually a deal around the corner. Pretty much you can pop me in a street in Port St. Lucie, and 2 streets over, I did a deal there past 20 years.
Dope.
So like they're all next to each other. So when you go after a code violation, there's usually another stinking deal like next to it or a bad looking house.
Yeah.
And that's a good deal. So that's kind of the point. You're getting the best out of both worlds, and you're trying for dollars in the spots where the deals are happening. I love it.
Yeah, I'm gonna continue forth. That it's really effective, and thankfully my Google Voice is no longer a spam likely.
Nice, man.
It got to that point.
That's another point, right?
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Because you're getting calls, so Google's like, okay.
Yeah.
You're not spamming. People are like intaking. That's another reason, man. There's so many great reasons, dude. It's a little easier, right? Like cold calling 2 hours versus just like going in the car, like chilling a little. It's a lot easier.
Yes, indeed. I'll still do both, though. You know what I mean? But yeah, it definitely was effective. I definitely saw the benefit of it. So,
yeah, and like you look at Inland Empire, like it's very dense, so like you can really hit a lot in a short period of time, and that's kind of cool too.
Yeah. So anyhow, I just wanted to give you an update. I'll continue to keep you posted.
Yeah, I would put at least 100 out before you make a decision and just kind of see where it's at.
Yeah.
Usually put 200 or 300 out. It's money. Like you get a ton of deals doing that. So that's what I would say.
Okay.
Like, keep trying it. Like don't stop. Be consistent, and you'll do well.
Most definitely.
All right, keep it up, man.
Appreciate you, Zach.
Have a blessed one.
All right, you too.
Boom. Awesome. All right, next. What is up?
Hey, what's up?
What's up? How can I help you out?
Got a couple questions for you. I mean, totally unrelated to today's topic from the video, but is the best way to see the property condition if you're wholesaling virtually, taking pictures of the property, like hiring a photographer, a realtor, or somebody? Because I know that would be after you get it under contract. So is there no way to see it other than taking the seller's word before?
You could so there's a million ways to do it, right? You could FaceTime them. You could do. I would take the seller's word, and guess what happens if the seller lies? You get a price reduction.
Just back out, or that too.
No, price reduction. Don't back out. Price reduction.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I didn't think about
price reductions because you lied.
That's a big one.
It's a good reason.
It's a great one.
Now,
And
here's a cheaper one. You don't need a photographer. Photographers are expensive, stupid stuff.
yeah.
Make sure someone has it. Do you have an iPhone? Hello? Do you have an iPhone?
Yeah.
All right. Do you make fun of people who have like potato Android phones?
I would never do. Yeah, all the time.
Yes, right. Androids have better cameras, like the high-end ones, but like overall, a lot of them are potato quality.
Yeah.
Have someone who has like an iPhone. If you have an iPhone, the camera quality is enough, and most people have one. If you go to the 4 Jobs group on Facebook and give someone 30, 40, 50 bucks to take 50 pictures at someone's house, you don't need a photographer. Photographers are overpriced. Boop, 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 boop. And you'll be fine. You can do a photographer, right? But like, what's the point? Like, I'll get someone to just go do it really quick, and they're pretty speedy.
Yeah, okay, that's easier. And then also, I hear a lot about lockboxing properties. When and why would you lockbox a property?
Oh my God, money. Okay, you hear me screaming about it. The point of a lockbox property is so it's vacant. So why do realtors use lockboxes, right? So you can bring as many buyers as in, and the realtor doesn't want to drive out 30 minutes 50 times over a weekend to walk people in. With a lockbox, you can walk 50 buyers through a weekend. Really simple, right? And you don't really have to do much work, right? The point of the lockbox, if you have a vacant, abandoned property and you have a key and you have trusted cash buyers, you can bring 30 cash buyers to their house and you can all offer them a stupid high price. Chances are 3 or 4 of them are going to take that really high price to make the most money possible. The point of a lockbox is you get more cash buyers to walk through a property. And as supply and demand goes with economics, the more buyers there are, the more buyers there are, there's more willing, the price goes up. There's more demand.
Okay.
So you get the most money for it.
And in what situation would you do it for, like, any vacant abandoned property?
If it's vacant and abandoned, if I have seller's permission, I'll do it.
Okay. And then how would you go about doing that? Just realtor? Or...
So basically how we do it, Mr. Seller, is my partner wants to go by the house and we might have to bring through some of it. So he might want to renovate the property, have a flooring person, go inspect it, and just look at everything, see the paint job, get quotes. Is that something that's okay? Perfect. Okay. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to put a lockbox on the house. How can we get a key for the house? Did you see how I didn't ask for a lockbox? I said, we're going to do this. How can I do it? If you do it more of authority, it's a lot better. They can always say no, but I always ask to an extent. I always give a reason why. And there's like a 20% chance. Oh, no, my Uncle John lives nearby and we don't need to. It's fine. You can't really. But like, if you kind of go to a point of authority, you can get a lockbox on it. I would say a quarter of my deals I can put a lockbox on for virtual because a lot of them are vacants. And I always get the most when I have a lockbox on the house because I actually use a lot of realtors and they overbuy it. So, yeah.
Okay, well, that's all I got for now, man. I appreciate it.
Keep it up, bro.
You have a good night, man. I appreciate the late night stream. I like it.
I love it, man. Have a great one.
Good night.
Boom. All right. Yo,
what's up, Zach?
how's Chicago doing?
I mean, I live in Chicago, but I'm in Indiana. My market's in Indiana.
Wait, do you live in Chicago?
Yeah, I live in Chicago.
Yeah, how's Chicago?
It's okay. I mean, I don't live in the city, but it's a lot easier to stay in the city, but I live in the suburbs.
That's fine, man. What's up? How can I help you out?
Yeah, hey, it's not that my question has nothing to do with the topic.
That's fine.
I'm about to send out my probate letters out to my leads. And I'm just having, I don't know. I think I heard you or your dad say that it would be good to send it to my PRs or the descendants.
The PRs, yes.
The PRs. Would you consider to send them to the descendants as well?
No, because they're dead.
At all?
They're dead. They're not gonna open it.
I mean, what about if someone goes over to the house, you don't think there would like be a possibility they ever
get gonna go to the house? The PR.
I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, wouldn't that be like a higher chance?
No, you're gonna double your marketing costs. It's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
Not worth it.
So just straight for the PRs, and that's it pretty much.
Who can sign the contract? The PR.
Right.
I want to talk to.
And then if it's multiple PRs, send it to all the PRs that are pretty much.
I only send it to one.
Just to one?
Just to one.
Okay. All right, no worries. All right, I guess because I'm about to send it out, and then I've been kind of I want to take my time. I know this is a time game pretty much. Like I have to be like fast, but you know, like I don't want to do everything too fast because I don't want to mess it up. I don't know if that's, would you consider that like wrong, or should I just try and hurry up and get it done?
A little bit of both. Don't
little
mess
bit
it
of
up,
both.
but just get it out.
Okay.
We have
no
this
worries.
probate template. Like you can kind of just use the template so it doesn't have to be perfect.
Mhm.
That's it.
All right. Okay. No worries. Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, my question. I was kind of worried. I mean, I don't know, but I do have colored envelopes. Do you think that's?
I
Would you
like
think
regular white ones, but that doesn't
regular
hurt
white
either.
ones? Yeah,
It
because
doesn't matter.
it
It
doesn't
doesn't
really
matter.
matter. Okay,
You're
good.
overthinking it. You're
Yeah,
overthinking it.
I'm overthinking it. I
Stop being
really
smart.
am.
Just take
I have-
action.
Yeah, just take. That's what I'm doing. I'm just taking action, you know. But hopefully, I get them out by tomorrow. But I'll let you know for sure. I have been taking action, so I do feel kind of great. But I really do appreciate what you and your dad do for us. Thank you.
Appreciate it, man. Keep it
All right,
up.
man. Thank
Let me
you.
know how
Thank
it
you,
goes.
Zach. For sure. Thank you. Have a great one.
Thanks, man. Peace. Cairo, are you back? All right. Yo, you had a question?
Oh, I think you pulled on the wrong. I'm eating right now.
What you eating?
Well, oh yeah,
What are you
I
eating?
do. So, for the number that I put on, I was eating scrambled eggs. For the number I put
Nasty.
on scrambled eggs.
No, that's terrible. All right.
Anyway,
All right, what's up?
here, want me to show you?
No, I do. I do not want to be eating scrambled. Oh,
Very boring. Anyway,
all right.
my
What's up?
question is, for when I do reverse driving for dollars for the Post-it note.
All right. He's coming in and out.
I think there's a bit of you're answering my questions like 20 seconds.
Zach, take your video off. Take the video off.
Reverse driving for dollars.
All right, just do the audio.
Here, give me a second.
Yeah, take your video off and just do your audio. There we go.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yep.
So, for reverse driving for dollars, do I put my Google Voice number or my actual number
Google
on the
Voice.
Post-it notes? Because I'm afraid they'll get marked as spam if too many people just ignore them. But I'm not sure which numbers I should be using.
Google Voice.
Okay.
You want to track your
Yeah,
data.
and then also,
And it's not spam if they call you.
for when I go, give me a second. Okay. I just wasn't sure if the number would get marked as that way or not.
No, when you call somebody, it won't get marked spam unless you
All
do
right.
an outbound call.
Well, I had one more question, but I forgot it, and there's a bunch of other people here who need their questions answered. So,
all right. Well, remember the question and ask it tomorrow with Rick, or ask it on Tuesday.
but yeah. Anyway, yeah.
All right, man. Well, if you remember it, just let me know.
All right, sounds good.
All right. Have a great one. Yeah, FYI, guys, I do not like eating eggs. I've never been a fan of scrambled eggs. I have no idea why anyone would want to eat scrambled eggs. My family loves scrambled eggs. I don't like it. Yeah, I like spicy food. I have family members that hate spice. Bro, do not be eating scrambled eggs near me, okay? I will slap that out of your hand. It's disgusting. Don't ever eat scrambled eggs near me, okay? That's almost as offensive as being a guru to me. That means a lot. But yeah, guys, if you're wholesaling real estate right now, like hands down, if you're wholesaling real estate, as talking to so many people like in wholesaling, you're overthinking it. Do not stop overthinking, just get into it. Start wholesaling today, start lowballing their sellers, you're going to do a lot better. I promise you, if you spend all that time you spend overthinking on just having conversations and just taking action and marketing the sellers, you're going to do so much better. No one's going to tell you that. Everyone thinks to be successful, you have to buy a guru course. You got to do this, this, and this, and this. The truth is, if you just take that action, you're going to do better. And most people buy courses for someone to tell them to take action. And the real part is you don't need to pay any service or whatever, or program to take the action. You got to take the action yourself. And this is the sign for you to take action. So if you're watching this right now, all these people watching, right? Like, reverse drive for dollars, start pulling a government list, start cold calling today, and get back. Everyone needs a little drill instructor. Drop 100 right now and make 100 cold calls right now and get back to me. Do 100 post-it notes, 100 drive for dollars leads, and you'll be successful. Guys, this is Zach Ginn signing out. Stop overthinking, start lowballing, and become successful. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe. Drop below. freewholesaling.com. We'll see you soon.